Good evening and welcome to DTV, television for Knox County Democrats by Knox County Democrats. I appreciate your tuning in this evening to our program. My name is Doug Veum and I'm your host tonight. We are coming to the end of the early voting period and the election day is only a few days away. All the campaigns are furiously engaged in the main task of their campaigns, which now is making phone calls and knocking on front doors of potential voters so that we can get them out to vote on election day. This evening I have as my guests Savannah Gillette and Kellie May, who are the Knox County field organizers whose primary task is to assist all of the Democratic candidates in Knox County to implement their strategies of voter identification and ultimately getting people out to vote. Election day, the primary ends on November 1st, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep, early voting.
Right, and then and election day is November 6th. To our viewers who have been loyal contributors to the county party, the goal of our fundraising effort this year has been to be able to hire field organizers to assist our candidates in the operation of their campaigns. And tonight, you'll meet the field organizers who have been working this year since before the primary election with all the Democratic candidates. So Savannah and Kellie, thank you for joining me this evening. And let's talk about your tasks as field organizers and to also tell us what you're going to need to finish out the campaign and where you think it's gone. So, Kellie, you want to start out and tell us who you are?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Kellie May. Mm-hmm. I am from Knoxville, Tennessee. I went to Hardin Valley Academy. Now I am a junior at the University of Tennessee. I'm double majoring in public relations and political science. And I kind of got into politics while I was in high school. I started on Gloria Johnson's campaign for state house, and then I moved on to be an organizing for action intern, where we did a lot with the Insure Tennessee bill, and then I stayed in with Knox County Democrats while I was here, and I got hired on as a field organizer.
You, as I recall, I think I first met you when you were doing your district rep job out of District 6,
yes.
Is that right?
I was a volunteer for District 6 Democrats. So.
There you go. Savannah, I know that you're a Chattanoogan.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I went to Chattanooga Central High School. That's in Harrison, Tennessee, even though it's called Chattanooga Central. But it used to be in Chattanooga. I went to UT for undergrad. I graduated in December of 2017 with my degree in women's studies. While I was at UT, I was an intern at Planned Parenthood and got some organizing experience there. And my internship supervisor helped me get the job and recommended me for the field organizer position with the county party.
So you're out of school. So this is your job right now. Only
Yes.
You're not going to school. You'll be looking for something after the campaign is over, I suppose.
Yep. I've started applying. So,
yeah, all right. Well, good. Well,
lots of things running on November 6th.
Yeah.
There'll be recount or something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it'd be nice if there's some close races where we could actually have recounts and have to do
That'd
them.
be great.
Exactly. All right. So first of all, how did you? Each of the answer to this. How did you come to apply for this job? How did you? What was there about the job, or how did you know about the job, or whatever happened that put you here?
Yeah, so Emily Gregg, who's the chair of the party, she approached me with Carter Hall in the end of January of 2018, telling me that KCDP has raised this money to hire field organizers and that they wanted to hire me as the first field organizer to come on and build the party up so that we could kind of stabilize our county candidates that were running at the time and find those candidates and also find the candidates for the state house races. So
you helped with that?
Yes,
okay.
yeah. And so that's how I got the job initially, is that they needed someone and I was available.
All right, well, that's part of the whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
How do we find you? Because you were here, I suppose. Is that right?
Yeah, I stayed in Knoxville after graduation and was working at TJ Maxx and had reached out to some people that I knew through Planned Parenthood and that kind of thing, and asked them, if you hear of anything, just let me know. I'm looking for a full-time position now.
Sure.
And Max and Emily are friends, so they were having conversation about it, and Max was like, oh, I know somebody who would be great organizer for the party, and
So
here I am.
So how long have you both been on this job? When did you start?
I started in May, late May.
Yep, January.
Both in January. Okay, so you've been through the wars both up to the county election, as well as we're now up for the general election. All right. So what have been some of the things that that you're doing right now? What are the most important things the party and the campaigns are doing at the moment?
Yeah, so we were doing a lot of voter registration up until the voter registration deadline. That was a big push for us. You know, there are a lot of people in the state that are registered to vote that just don't turn out, but then we also found that there were a lot of people that weren't registered. And through canvassing, we realized that people don't always update their voter registration. So making sure that people understand that you have to update your voter registration every time you move is really important. And so we were, you know, blanket canvassing the Fort Sanders area where a lot of students live and that kind of thing. We worked with the college Democrats and they were very helpful with that.
Do you have any anecdotes about registration? I mean, new people you met or stories you get told or anything that might be interesting to our audience?
I actually went to register the Broadway Towers, which is a low-income residential area for primarily 65 and up individuals.
People my age.
Yeah, your age. And a lot of we were having kind of not a lot of luck at these low-income housing places. Not a lot of people were interested, and you couldn't really convince them to register either. So I wasn't feeling really great about this one, but they made an announcement over the intercom that I was there to register people, and a flood of people came down asking me all these questions, and all of them were Democrats, which is really nice, and all of them wanted rides or wanted me to arrange the trolley to come and get them and all this stuff. So they were really into it, and which was really nice to see, because sometimes you get a little discouraged that people are discouraged about politics, and you want to somehow break that, but it takes a lot of work.
And it just took an announcement that you were on site.
Yeah, it did.
Which is sometimes, I mean, isn't that what we're all about? Our whole job is to let people know who the candidates are and when the election is, right?
And be visible is a big thing.
Yeah, exactly right.
People think that a lot of Democrats that we found through registering them, the talks that we've had, is that they don't think that there's other Democrats living here, and so what's the point of them voting?
Right.
So you really have to talk to them about how we're 49th in voter turnout, and so we're not really a red state, we're a non-voting state.
Non-voting state, that's right.
Yeah.
That's an important distinction, by the way, because we've got an awful lot of voters out there who could turn this place purple or maybe even blue.
Absolutely.
You know, that's one of the things that happen. So what are the things that you offer to candidates? What are the kinds of things you do to help a candidate's campaign be more effective or move forward?
Yeah, so we've been doing a lot of canvassing for our candidates. You know, the coordinated campaign that's headed up by Bredesen and tries to support all the, well, does support all the candidates from the state, local levels. We canvass with them, and we ran their phone banks for a while out of the headquarters. And recruited some volunteers for them as well. We were handing over a lot of our volunteers to get trained by them. We provide a lot of guidance with the candidates. If they need help with something, I do a lot of design work for the candidates on their graphics or their literature. But a lot of it is voter contact and finding volunteers and then also contacting voters.
Right.
So.
When you say that you do phone banking for them, what do you mean by that? I mean, you create the phone bank, or what do you do with that?
Usually the coordinated will create the list. They'll have the script and everything ready for us. So we will take those lists, kind of study the script, understand it to the best of our ability, make sure that we know which candidates are included on that specific list, and then talk with the volunteers about, you know, the platforms for each candidate. They're pretty similar, so it's pretty easy for them to kind of understand, but also we just kind of help people, because phone banking can be kind of different, you know, like every phone call you have, that you never know what you're going to get on the other end. So answering questions right there on the spot a lot. The computer and vote builder and phone bank, virtual phone banks have really helped a lot, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the days when it was all on a sheet of paper and you had to write it down and you just fumble around.
It's a lot more efficient, and you get through more calls faster, and the script is a lot easier to read and stuff like that. So it's been helpful this election cycle.
Do you find that people who volunteer bring their telephones and bring their computers?
Not all the time. We supply computers.
Oh, you do?
We have
Okay.
laptops, and we also have some burner phones, so we let people use. So you don't have to have a laptop or a phone. And we also provide what you're going to say, so you're not completely out there all alone.
So if you want to help a candidate, come down to the office. We'll put you to work.
Yes,
All
always.
right. And you don't have to have any equipment. Okay. Oh, good for us.
Well, the phone banks are at the coordinated office now in Sevier, but you can give us a call anytime. And we can definitely get
so
you
phone
connected.
banking is done at the Bredesen office or at the Dean office. And Hoyas and Dean share headquarters.
Yes.
Yes.
And do some of our we have every legislative office has a candidate in Knox County, right? A Democratic candidate in Knox County, right? Yeah, I think so.
Every
Do
house
they
rep,
have
yeah.
offices as well? I know Greg McKay has an office.
Yeah, and the coordinator is working out of that one. A lot of the West candidates are working out
that
of
one.
the coordinated. And then I know Jamie has an office, Gloria has an office, Eddie does. So we're doing good in office realm.
Okay, good. Do you have any personal anecdotes, something that just a story that happened to you during the campaign that you think is either humorous or kind of poignant or made a difference for how you do your job? Can you think of it? Do either one of you think of a story like that?
Yeah, for sure. So I have been doing fundraising call time with Greg McKay.
Okay.
And I didn't have a ton of fundraising experience before this, and so I was kind of nervous. I didn't really know how I would be helpful to a candidate making fundraiser calls at first, but then I quickly realized that a lot of it is, like me scrolling through this gigantic spreadsheet and making sure that he has numbers and looking numbers up either through Google, Vote Builder, Nation Builder, all of those kinds of things. But I found that, some of these people that he was calling, he'd be like, I need a phone number for this person. And I'd find them in Vote Builder, and they would be like, strong GOP. And I was like, are you sure you want to call these people? And he was like, oh, yeah, I know him from whenever I did X, Y, or Z thing. And he calls them, and sure enough, these people are giving him money. These strong historically Republican voters are really
Some of our historic
Greg.
Republican voters have voted Republican because they don't have an option.
Yeah, very true.
We have not provided an option. This year we have provided an option for every legislative seat and for every county office. I think we did as well. Not the fee offices, but that's good. And part of that, I think, is the fact that we've been around a while. We've had some leadership over a few years that are making a difference, and it's all coming to fruition at this point. What are the things, what do you need in the last 10, 15 days? What do you need from our audience? You need volunteers? Where do you need them to go? Who do you call?
We really need everybody here, which is the easiest. If you haven't volunteered yet, the best thing that you can do if you're still very intimidated by talking to voters one-on-one is just talking to your friends about voting. I have a lot of friends that don't go out and vote, and that's my generation, but also I know a ton of other people that are like that as well. So bringing your friends to the polls and convincing them that this is an election that could actually create positive change in the state is really important, and it's easy. But other than that, we always need people to drive people to the polls. We have a lot of people that need that, and also if you can canvass and phone bank, direct voter contact is the best way that we can win this election. So getting out the vote is extremely important at this point in time. So any help we can get in that realm will be amazing.
So we got, you can phone bank at any time. I know I get a link from you guys, and I can sit at my desk at home and phone bank, so that's something they can do as well.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can send you the link and you follow it through, and easy peasy.
And the script is pretty thorough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got it right in front of you what to say. Pretty nice.
And you can recreate it too. Just take little snippets from it and make it your own, so it's more of flow.
Well, one of the things that I've done is when I get a voice message, when I would leave a voice message, I skip the script and I've written my own script for a voice message because you don't want that very long.
Exactly.
But you want to get your point across. And the one thing I really want to get across is go and vote.
Yes.
More than anything else, just getting people out to vote. And of course, we're seeing a huge turnout in early voting, so I think that's good. Well, we're about at the end of this segment of time. Again, Savannah and Kellie, thank you for your interesting insight into your tasks and our Knox County Democratic Field Organizers. And to our audience, we will be returning in 30 seconds.